I'd like to call this meeting of the Greenwood Board of Public Works and Safety to order on February 6th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. Roll call.
Mr. Rutherford.
Here.
Mr. Coleman.
Here.
Let the record show Mr. Hoover is absent.
All the members have been mailed the minutes of the regular session of the Board of Public Works and Safety for January 18th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Rob Taggart's on here.
Here.
First on the agenda is George Vasquez. This is a request to appeal a ban from the Greenwood Fieldhouse. George, are you in the audience? Okay. Mr. Taggart is not here, so if you don't mind, why don't we delay this until he gets here? He's the Parks Director. So I'd like to hear his side as well. So if we can just wait a few minutes, we'll go on through the agenda and we'll come back to you. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is Robert Ross with Schmidt Associates, the Greenwood Community School Corporation soccer field. Robert, are you on the line?
No, I'm here.
Or here, okay. You want to approach the
Yes.
podium and let us know what you want to do?
Hello, my name is Bob Ross with Schmidt Associates, project manager here and civil engineer with the Greenwood Press Box project. Project is located just in front of the current existing high school where the soccer field is now. They're looking to add a new press box concession stand on the south side of the soccer field, which is included there. And then there's two new sets of bleachers and the associated stormwater and sanitary that goes along with the press box.
Mark, do you have anything?
Nope, the response has been received as well as the inspection and testing agreement and have to be in front, so everything's ready for you to ratify tonight.
Is there a motion on this request?
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone from the audience, either in person or online? Seeing none, we'll go with the IDEM compliance plan status update.
There's nothing to report, all's well with ID.
Sam, you got your corporation and council status and tasks.
Okay, start off as a walk-on. This CDBG received some money for poor relief, and there is a contract to distribute some of it through the Our Lady of Greenwood Church. It's a contract for $10,652.
So you just need our approval?
Yes,
Do we have to authorize the mayor to sign or anything?
yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Next up are contracts for the band, the social, and senior services. I'll present them together, but you'll need to approve them separately. But this is all for the half portion that's coming from the mayor's budget. The band's $2,500, the socials $25,000, and senior services $8,000.
Let's take the Greenwood Community Band for 2,500 first. The motion to approve.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And now Greenwood Social is $25,000. For approval. I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And Greenwood, or I'm sorry, Johnson County Senior Services. Did you say 8,000?
Correct.
$8,000.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Next up is the contract with the Greenwood Police Chaplain. This is well below the threshold where you would be required to approve, but for belt and suspenders to be brought in front of you. This is only for $100 a month.
Move for approval. I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next up are engagements with the TAP law firm. One is for the IDEM compliance for the Western Regional Interceptor, and the other is for general labor and employment questions. These would need to be considered separately.
Okay, we'll take the first one with the Western Regional Interceptor IDEM compliance. For approval. I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Now, employment and labor law. Okay, and I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Next up is a ratification of opioid settlement, and this is with the Meyer Pharmacy. And the city of Greenwood's share of that settlement will be $250,000. We can't tell you when that's going to be paid because they have to get a threshold of participating cities to sign into the settlement before they start distributing money.
So is that just that one pharmacy is all?
No, this is the entire Meyer empire.
Chain.
Oh, okay.
Earlier, I think you settled with the warehouses, and then there'll be others. There'll be other settlements in the future.
Is there a motion to accept that, ratify the mayor's signature?
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next up is resolution 2302, and this concerns essential personnel for weather emergencies. The reason it needs to be amended is we had such a narrow definition of essential personnel that we.
02, excuse me, 02 is not that, that's HR.
It is, this is an HR. Oh, no, okay,
it's-
we have a backroom, we have it
Yeah.
backwards, okay, so if 02 is the HR, then that one is just changing the title. Lisa Bess is now the Human Resources Director, not Administrator.
I'll move for approval to amend resolution 2302.
Okay, I will second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Move to approve resolution 2303.
I'll second that. And that one is for the snow days,
Yeah, and the reason for this
essential
is
personnel.
we had people that were driving snow trucks under the old definition that were considered essential, and they're definitely essential if there's a snowstorm.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Both resolutions have passed.
Okay, the next two are for HVAC maintenance with Sexton Mechanical. 12,500 is for the Justice System and Center, and 15,509 is for the City Center.
You need to take those separately, or,
No, you take those together.
okay, we'll do them jointly.
I'll move for approval. Justice Center, City Center,
And
maintenance agreements with Sexton,
authorize the mayor to sign.
authorizing mayors.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's all I have.
All right, Mark?
If you're just interested, Rob Taggart is online now. He's
Okay,
on Zoom.
okay, let's go back to that then. Mr. Vasquez, we're gonna entertain your, back to your item now. Rob is online, so Rob, do you want to give your presentation first and then?
You want to come up to the microphone so we can hear you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes. Thanks, Rob.
There was an incident at the field house. It was during open soccer time. Mr. Vasquez was deemed and observed as being the aggressor in that altercation. And then what proceeded after that altercation was the attempt to diffuse the altercation by other patrons. And then there was more diffusion from my staff as well, that I understand that Mr. Vasquez is having some objection to.
Okay, and as I understand it, the policy is a 1-year suspension.
That is correct. It's a 1-year suspension for the for the act of which he was disturbing the peace of the field house, and then also the act of fighting.
Mr. Vasquez, do you want to address us and explain your side of this? And we'll go
I've
from there.
never been in this situation. And honestly, I agree and disagree, and I also I feel like stuff that he said was like just it was just I'm not prepared for this, but I got some evidence and why I shouldn't be like I shouldn't be banned for 1 year. When that did happen, I know I understand that soccer can be like a little bit physical. And part of me that I play soccer and the guy that I kind of contact. And it was just I know that guy and we were friends. I guess his friend that he's friends with took it personally. They thought I was like just being aggressive. So like, they just came up to me and they wanted to like fight me, and I was just trying to self-defend myself. Stuff that he said just false accusation, and so I just feel like, and I got proof, I got videos, footage, and I don't understand why everyone is just being banned, paying for that a whole year, and I tried to contact, I should have emailed a letter to my mailing address, and I just feel like it's not fair. When the other two guys that were involved, because one of them choked me out and during that incident, and I got choked out. And so obviously I want to be upset, and I want to like take my anger, But like after that, we cooled down, and nothing happened. There was no fights after that. Outside the court, nothing happened. Like I said, I was the one who had to stay for that, and the other guy just continued to go. I don't know how it just continued to go. When like weeks later, I found out they were going. Those two guys, they were going, and one of my friends were telling me that they don't like scan their IDs when they pay their entrance. And I remember I was told that you have to show your ID in order to access the facility. And so and then after that, there's been two more fights. I got evidence and footage of my other friends that they showed. They sent me like videos of like other guys fighting. They still continue to go. So I don't understand why. Like, how they gonna say they investigate my activity when they haven't fully investigated? Because they haven't given me a chance to like talk. And it's been like almost October 6th that happened. I got like proof of my face. I got bruised up, and I wasn't the first one who impacted the fight. But I don't know.
Okay.
What's going.
Okay. You have any questions? You want to?
No, Rob, did you want to respond? Did you hear what he said?
I picked up some picked up some bits and pieces. We at the field house is taking a stance of zero tolerance when it comes to any acts of violence or any fighting whatsoever. In this particular case, Mr. Vasquez was considered to be the aggressor in the case. Punches were thrown as per surveillance video. In the other cases that he is citing, those were diffused very, very, very quickly. There was actually no punches thrown whatsoever. Like I said, we're taking the standpoint on the field house. It's absolute zero acts of violence. And the reason for the longevity of the 1 year ban is because, and in some sense, the field house is a seasonal facility. We don't feel like 6 months would really be justifying that kind of act because of the warmer months, the field house won't be used as predominantly as it is in winter months. So we thought that send a clear message that That will not be tolerated in our facilities. We thought a year ban was by all means appropriate.
Rob, I had the opportunity to watch the video, and were there any other individuals in this incident? And this is the only one that I don't care about. I don't care about what's happened since or
Sure.
even before this one, because we're just going to talk about this one. But were there other individuals that were punished as a result of the incident?
During the incident itself on that date, it's under my understanding that the whole group, the whole soccer kind of open play was canceled for the evening. So no more. And then myself and then some other select members of the field house staff and some of the administrative staff reviewed the footage. And so to answer your question, no other members were reprimanded for their behavior because they was deemed as diffusing the situation. We found that a legitimate soccer play was made, which was a body check. And I think Mr. Vasquez reacted to that very negatively and then exerted his aggression. And that's when we felt that punches were being thrown and the other person was acting in self-defense.
Well, I would, excuse me, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You need to respond.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Respond first.
Like I said, if you guys really got to see the video, like you guys should understand me from my point of view. Like I didn't start the fight. I know the guy who I contact,
You did the body check.
We body checked. It's in soccer, we go, sometimes we get like a little emotional, we just go,
Right.
up. And like I said, I know the guy, and after that happened, like his other buddy came up to me, and he grabbed me like, "What's up? That's my friend." And then I'm like, "Well, I'm just trying to help him myself." And then one of his best friends that was wearing red and white stripes, he comes from behind me. Instead of pulling me away from the fight, he instead chokes me and he brings me down. He was choking for 5 seconds. After he lets me go, that's when I was looking up in the ceiling. They both strike punches in my face. They were the first one to punch me first. So I got up and obviously, like I said, sir, I'm gonna be a little bit angered, and I'm not thinking straight in that point.
Right.
Forward, and I did land a punch on one of them, and I'm sorry for doing that. And after that happened, nothing happened after that. So I just I don't understand why I'm the only one being banned instead of not the other 2 guys.
Well, I've noticed watching pro sports for years, sometimes the guy that throws the first punch gets away with it. And, that's not always fair, but I also agree with our parks director that we just can't have that. It's a zero tolerance thing. And I would move that the ban stand.
We have a motion that the ban would stand at 1 year. I will second it. I'd like to also say, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I think you had legitimate concerns. I think in hindsight, if I was making the decision, there'd be more than one person banned. From what I witnessed on the video, I think that you're correct that there were punches thrown not only by you but by others, and choking. I noticed that as well. It still doesn't justify it, and I know it's the heat of the moment. I think this is a learning experience that maybe we can all learn from. However, we are tasked with providing a safe, clean, family-friendly environment, and that's what we're kind of faced with. But I do appreciate you taking the opportunity and coming in and making this appeal. And Rob, I appreciate you giving your side as well. So we have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So thank you very much for coming in.
I feel like it's not fair. So
Oh,
Well,
I understand.
it probably isn't fair, but that's life. It know it's fair. Like I say, you watch pro football, a lot of times, guy that starts something, isn't the one that's penalized, but
But sir, I understand the videos, I know you guys said it, that you guys don't care about the videos, but it's just not fair.
Yeah, we're only talking about your case right now. Those cases may come up to this board at a future date if they are deemed necessary to do
You
that.
do know, sir, that I tried to contact you guys, and it's been months. Since I got the letters, they said that as soon as I get the letter, I got to 9 days to like, you know, if I don't agree with that, I can, you know, talk to you guys. No one was talking. I feel like I wasn't being heard, and that's been months already. So like, obviously, I wouldn't change. I'm not the type of guy that can fight.
Well, I
We're sorry
appreciate
all
that.
this has happened, and
I
it happens, in the heat of sports. But
You're more than welcome, I would think, to reinstate after that, back in probably October, this next October. And, you know, take it from there.
I understand, but
just learn from a bad experience. And
Thank you. Okay, we need to move on with the city engineer status of task. Mark?
Sir, the first item we have for you today is the 2022 annual paving project at Stop 18 Road. That work was substantially completed this last fall. What we have for you tonight is request approval and execution of change order number 1. This will be the only change order on this project. It decreases the contract amount by $222,835.57, which is 15.25% below the original contract amount. Most of that is significant underruns in our undercut quantity. It's hard to quantify. You don't know what's underneath the road. You know what kind of stuff you're going to get into. We like to make sure we have enough room in there. This year we had more than enough. So
Will those funds revert back into the repair fund for this year?
it depends
those
where
federal?
the funds are pulled from. They're not federal funds, so
Okay.
either came from our MVH budget or LRS budget, or it was locally funded.
Okay.
So it will revert to those funds that we have able to use elsewhere.
Good.
And the change order is authorized the mayor to sign the change order on the board's behalf.
Is there a
so
motion?
moved.
I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The next item I have before you is the 2022-1 Community Crossing Expansion Grant Project. Back in December, we were notified that we had been awarded $1 million match from INDOT on this project. That's the maximum match allowed by that. So we'll do $2 million of paving work under this program this year. As part of that, we have to approve and execute a local roads and bridges matching grant agreement with INDOT. We've done these in the past. It's a contract you sign, and INDOT cuts us the check for $1 million. The difference this year is it's all done electronically through DocuSign. So there's not a document for you tonight to sign. You should have gotten emails with DocuSign information already from INDOT at your Greenwood emails. If you did not get those, let me know, and I can see what happened on them.
I don't think I got one.
Okay.
If I did, then.
I do get some DocuSign stuff every once in a while, but I don't pay much attention to it because I don't.
I will look in. There was one other item I had asked for. They spelled the mayor's name wrong on the contract, so I asked for them to revise that, and I hadn't heard back yet. So I will double check with them. But tonight, if you can move to approve and execute the LPA agreement for these projects, you can get the DocuSign done at a later date.
Is there a motion?
I'll move for approval.
I will second that. All in favor, say aye.
I do have a question about Cutsinger Road. Okay, on the fire department
Yes,
back toward,
yes,
is that,
yes. We are working on design plans to.
everything's
that
just
out.
getting worse every day.
It is. It's not in great shape. It's kind of an old county road section. The part that wasn't done with the neighborhoods is really 10-foot lanes at best with no shoulder. We're looking to make 2 12-foot lanes with 4-foot paved shoulders through those sections. And we have parts that we have to buy right away, acquire right away to do that. So that's really been the delay on that.
Any type of intersection improvement with Avery?
Not planned at this time.
If it could just even be raised up as it approaches Avery, it would help. And sit low there.
Yes, Mayor, approve the
you know,
roadway
if it
profile.
elevated, just 6 inches even if it would be in there. With the fire department, the trucks and stuff, that road just, it's coming apart.
And it's been the
Now-
detour route for several of
Yeah.
the roundabout projects, Stones Crossing project. the bridge
Now with
project, so.
freezing, thawing, we got it's getting bad fast. Okay, thanks.
Yes. The next item I have on here, we're requesting approval of the board to prepare the bid specifications and advertise for bid for this community crossing expansion grant project that was just described in the LPA agreement. So it's the same one on the board here. These are the roads we're proposing, well, we will be doing, that's what INDOT funded. So it's the Forest Park subdivision up by the mall, Averett Road over south of, between Smith Valley and April Drive, Alexander Street, which is the last road in that neighborhood that'll be reconstructed. Kensington Park Road, which is also the last road in that neighborhood to be reconstructed. So
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
I will second. All in favor, say aye.
the next item is a very similar request. We're asking you to authorize staff to prepare bid specifications and advertise for the bid of the 2023 annual paving project. It's what we've been working on pretty hot and heavy the last couple of weeks to get finalized. The main roads that we're proposing to do would be a reconstruction of Brookview Drive, structural overlays of Madison Avenue and Sheep Road, and an alley reconstruction. That between those four is about $2 million worth of work. How those bids come in, we also have several alternates that could be flexed in if the bids come in favor.
A motion to accept the 2023 annual paving project.
So moved.
I will second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
The next item I have is a request to authorize the mayor or deputy mayor to sign on the board's behalf a sanitary sewer service special agreement. Once it is approved by city legal, sanitation field, and the engineering division for the Gateway Park Lot A, Lot 1. This is off of Emerson Avenue over by the Goodwill store.
Is there a motion on the request? I'll move for approval. I will second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
And the final item I have for you is Kopetsky Auto Wash authorized the mayor or the deputy mayor to sign on the board's behalf the operations and maintenance manual for water quality so that it can be recorded by the developer at the Johnson County Recorder's Office.
Move for approval. I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thank you. Controller? Thank you. I will second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Is there any other business to come before the board? Seeing none, we will be stand adjourned at 6 p.m.
Outstanding.
Good job.